We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another brand new information video. In this video, we'll be discussing all the zombies perk from World at War to Black Ops 3. All this info is acquired through a Call of Duty wiki, and the links will be found in the description below as well as the gameplay. So let's get started. At the number one spot, we've got Juggernaut. Everybody knows what Jug is. Basically, it increases the player's health by either 200 or 250%. Depending on what type of the zombie attacking it, it could be either. In order for a player to be down, it will therefore require 5 hits instead of only 2 or 3 in Black Ops 3. Juggernaut costs 2500 points and is generally considered by many players to be the most important perk to acquire, so one should prioritize acquiring it as soon as possible, whether solo or co-op. On the second spot, we've got Quick Revive. It decreases a player's revive time by 50% in co-op and allows the player to revive themselves on solo by automatically taking effect when the player goes down, and temporarily granting them the level starting pistol upgraded, or others if the player has an appropriate gun, as the ray gun for example, that can be used during the 10 seconds it takes to be revived. It does not require power on solo, and to balance it out, it's only available for 3 times, and it costs 1500 points in co-op in all games and in solo of World at War, and 500 points in solo of all the other games. By the way guys, Quick Revive is not featured on WaW To BO3 due to the addition of the Afterlife. On the third spot, we've got Speed Cola. It halves the reload time and allows barriers to be built 60% faster, although the latter is absent in Black Ops 2. It costs 3000 points. Wow. Well, what do you know? Speed Cola details are actually brief. On the fourth spot, we've got Double Tap. It decreases the player's fire rate by 25%, and in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 it enables bullet weapons to fire 2 bullets per shot. For example, in a shotgun bullet, it will shoot twice the number of pellets, effectively doubling the damage. This can potentially be a double-edged sword. While the player can potentially kill zombies faster, the ammo consumption can be determined on the weapon with an already high rate of fire and substantially decrease the accuracy. Despite this, it is very useful on weapons with low fire rates, such as pump-action shotguns and bolt-action rifles. Finally, the perk costs 2000 points. On the fifth spot, we've got PhD Flopper. It grants the player immunity against explosive and falling damage, which includes cooking a grenade for too long, as well as enabling the player to trigger a powerful blast by diving to prone, in other words, dolphin diving, from a height that would otherwise damage them. PhD Flopper was first introduced in Ascension. This perk is very useful in if player uses explosive weapons such as the ray gun, the scavenger, and Mustang and Sally. And it costs 2000 points, and its dive/explosive ability can be used effectively till round 20. On the sixth spot, we've got Stamina. It affects the player overall mobility as it increases movement speed by 7% and sprint duration by 100. So in other words, you can sprint twice as much. Stamina was first introduced in Ascension as well. It can greatly assist the player in a large map such as Call of Duty. It can greatly assist player with heavy weaponry such as LMGs and launchers to allow the player more mobility. It is also useful with light weapons since the player movement is significantly faster and it costs 2000 points. On the 7th spot, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Deadshot. It increases the hipfire accuracy by 35% and reduces the recoil on all weapons, most notably on sniper rifles, and it removes idle sway on sniper rifles and adjusts the aim assist to target the zombie's head instead of their torsos, which obviously doesn't work on PC, which causes it to only cost 1000 on PC versus 1500 on consoles. On the 8th spot, we've got Mule Cook. It grants the player a third weapon slot so he can carry a third weapon, which he can get either from a wall or from the mystery box, not just spawning a random third weapon. However, if he loses the perk by going down or anything else, he loses the third weapon. It was first introduced on Moon and then later introduced in all the other maps, and it costs 4,000 points. On the ninth spot, we've got Tombstone Soda. It allows the player to kill themselves while being down and recover their equipment via a Tombstone power-up. If they get to it on time, they give all the players their weapons and equipment back, and obviously perks, with the exception of Tombstone itself. As the player goes down, the player can hold the use button to die prematurely. When the round ends, the player will respawn and be able to collect the power-up, which is shaped like a tombstone, obviously, left in the same spot that the player went down. Only the player who killed himself can collect the power-up, and the power-up will disappear after 90 seconds. Being revived will cancel the perk's effect, and the player will have to reacquire all the other perks again. Tombstone Soda will appear only in Green Run and is not available in solo and costs 2,000 points. On the 10th spot, we've got Who's Who. This is actually the weirdest perk. I'm not really old in zombies, but this perk just blows my mind every time. It allows the player to take control of the doppelganger, aka a different one of him, when they go down, allowing them to revive themselves or even keep the zombies busy, like training them or whatever, so others can revive the original character. The doppelganger spawns near the original character and has altered vision and is only equipped with an M1911. If the player succeeds in reviving himself, he will have all the weapons and equipment and perks except for Who's Who. In addition, dying in a way that the player cannot be revived, such as falling down the gaps between the buildings in Die Rise, Who's Who will respawn the player without having to wait for the round's end. And obviously it only appears in Die Rise, which is the only map I can imagine that needs something like this drastically. It costs 2,000 points. On the 11th spot, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Electric Cherry. Kinda my favorite perk. It creates a lethal electric shock around the player whenever they reload their weapons or when they down. It costs 2,000 points to purchase, and the effect of the perk depends on the amount of rounds left while reloading. Replacing an almost full magazine will produce a very small blast, whereas replacing an empty magazine will produce the largest possible blast. When the player dies, they will create a significantly larger explosion capable of killing several zombies. On the 12th spot, we've got Vulture Aid. Vulture Aid has 4 main effects. The first one, A, being they will be able to see perks, wall weapons, backup punch places, and mystery box through walls over a short distance. And B, they'll be able to. And B, zombies will occasionally drop small packets of ammo or points. C, certain zombies will release a cloud of green grass upon death, which will cause players standing inside it to be ignored by other zombies. And D, zombies' eye will glow brighter, making them easier to see and distinguish from perk and weapons location. Now for the honorable mention, we got the Wonder Fizz machine. It is a machine in Origins, Der Eisendrache and Grogrovi that provides the player a random perk bottle for 1500 points. It will relocate itself, just like the mystery box, to one of several locations if used a certain amount of times. It requires a power to function properly, and in order to know the actual location, the player will have to look to the sky and look for a lightning strike. On the final position, the 13th place, we've got Widow's Wine. It gives the player a special type of grenade similar to the Semtex, which creates a spider web when it detonates, as well as increasing melee damage, changing the sound for the default knife and adding a green trail to the default knife, and causing melee attacks to have a random chance to ensnare zombies without consuming grenade ammo. The web slows zombies down momentarily and deals some damage to the zombies, but none on the player. Player will automatically detonate a grenade in the pocket when hurt by zombies, enabling them to make a quick escape when they normally be cornered. It is important to note that being slapped by zombies will cause the players with also one grenade ammo to deplete without throwing one, and could also kill the last zombie of a round. The player can replenish grenades all at once by a max ammo, 2 at a time by starting a new round, or 1 at a time by killing zombies ensnared in the web, which have a random chance of creating blue drops that look like the spider on the perk icon. It is possible to melee zombies in an attempt to ensnare them and kill them for additional grenades without consuming any, or when the player is out of them. Alright, that'll be the end of this video, and as I said before, all the sources will be down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and as always, I'll see you later. Bye!
Make the trumpets blow!